Alrighty, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to the episode in live stream here on Let's Build Twitter. Last episode was kind of a struggle. We tried to get our feed page all working by going ahead and grabbing new posts basically whenever we scroll down to the bottom. So we kind of have it working. However, if you scroll down, you'll see that it goes from Feb and this one works. But if we scroll down some more to the next layer, so we go to January and we load the next set of pages, it goes back to February. So it's not keeping track of the page properly. It's almost like it's refreshing or something. Not 100% sure what's going on, but this episode is going to be a little bit of an experimental one. I'm not sure how it's going to go editing wise. So it could be interesting. It might work, it might not work. But what we're going to need to go ahead and do is basically, I want to try to put it back into the feed slice again and see if we can't get that working. I think session start might be okay. Session start is the same. So you see 45, 42, 02. So this one is slightly different. So this one did change slightly. So I'm thinking maybe as soon as we load into this page, maybe we load in the session start and the number, page number 0. And then maybe once those change, maybe we make the call to get the feed or something. I'm not really sure what we're planning on doing, but I want to make some changes. I want to experiment a little bit. So back in our code right now, what we're doing is we have our session start here and we have our set current page here. And then in our feed slice, we have session start, which is the date or undefined, and we have the current page number, which is a number. So what I'm kind of thinking that we try to do, whatever extra reducer to set the actual session time and see if we can at least get the session time to be working properly and not change. And if we can get that to not change, then maybe we can try to fix the feed, the page number. So I'm going to say set session time, state and action will be a payload action of type date. And how do we do this? I think we just do this now. And I think we could say or undefined, and let me make sure we put this right. So I think we can also set this back to undefined if we want to, so that's fine. And we'll say state is equal to ... state, and then we'll say session start is equal to action.payload. Okay, and let's do this properly. I don't know what I'm doing, and then return that state. So I want to see if we can at least get the session working properly. Let's go ahead and export the session start or set session time. I don't know why I cannot type. Cool. Now back in our feed, we are going to grab session start from here. It'll start out as null. We're going to get rid of this. And for each post, we'll go ahead, and this is the issue here, right? So I'm going to say and session start. So if we have a session start, we'll do this because I don't want to reset it. And inside of our use effect, what I'm thinking is I want to watch session start. So then whenever we actually have a session start, I'm going to say and session start. There's going to be a kind of complicated load up, but right now session start will be empty. So if we actually save this and refresh, we shouldn't see anything on the feed. So it's refresh, or we'll see a bunch of stuff just flying through. There we go. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, so right now it's not loading anything because our session start is empty basically. So what I want to do is check to see if we don't have a session start. So like if session start is equal to undefined. So we want to make sure that it's undefined. If that's the case, what we'll go ahead and do is we will call dispatch. And I'm assuming we have a dispatch. I'm not sure. Set session time. Actually, did I call it set session time and set session start? Do this and we'll say new date. So then we'll go ahead and load this. It's going to get a little bit complicated. I'm sure it's going to introduce some bugs, but I'm just trying to test some things out here. Basically, what I want to see is if we scroll down to the bottom and we make this request, does it actually still stay the same, right? I'm thinking we dispatch this in here. Let's copy this and dispatch it in here. So instead of load, we'll load next feed page and we'll just have page number. And actually we can set this to 0. And this will only start like once basically. And then here, I want to get rid of this and get rid of this for the time being. I want to console.log this and I want to do the session date. So session start, which is coming from our selector, right? So I want to make sure that whenever we call this over and over again, it's not getting changed basically. So the startup's going to be, we'll load the feed, we'll check to see if there's a session. There's not a session, so it'll ignore this and it'll set this. That's fine. It'll technically set this twice. I'm not that worried about it, but then that will change the session start date. And I'm a little bit concerned about this causing an infinite loop, I guess. So hopefully it doesn't change over and over again. So basically this will go from undefined to a session start. So then it will run again. It'll see, okay, we're not loading, it's logged in. So we can go ahead and grab the session start, and then it'll go ahead and dispatch this. So let's make sure that this works, or it might be an infinite loop. We'll see if we refresh. We might have an infinite loop here. Okay, loaded. Cool. I'm going to clear the console and refresh. I think a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, so it does not like dates, unfortunately. But if we scroll to the bottom, so right now we have session start. So how's that actually? So we sent 24, 04, 10, 02, 8, 32. So if we scroll down to the bottom, let's let this like infinite loop basically. So we got 32,997, 32,997, 08, 32,997. So this looks like it's working. I think it might be fetching this twice, which is no bueno. Yeah, we could circumvent this maybe inside of our fetch next page fulfilled. We could say like, if our states dot posts 0 is equal to action dot payload dot post 0. If those two are equal, return the state. So it might be payload dot post 0 dot post. Let's say state dot post 0 dot post ID dot post is equal to this. So if state dot post dot length is greater than 0, and that, put back that dot post. So let's say dot post ID is equal to this dot post ID. Okay, that didn't grab it twice. So, okay, so that's working. So now what I'm thinking, what I wanted to do originally was on this load feed page, I wanted to set the current page number to 1. I guess I don't want to set the current page in this. I want to set the current page whenever we make this request. It's kind of what I want to try. So I think I want to switch back to load feed page and set the current page number to 1 like we expect. Let's go to our feed, and inside of here, we'll go ahead and say load feed, and page we don't need because it sets it on its own. We're going to add back this and session start dot this load feed page. I thought it took this. Let's see. So load feed page, I think I'm going to change back to taking in at least the session start. So I'm going to, say payload dot session start. We're just going to try this. And back here, we're going to go ahead and bring session start, which is a date. So now we have our session start set. What we can do is go ahead and set the session start again to kind of set that chain off. We'll do this. Now that's fine. We scroll down. Dispatch from intersect, we got this. It's the same. That's all the same. Cool. So now our start date is being set the same. Now the thing that I want to figure out is getting our current page. So right now I'm going to get this current page. I'm going to go to this and I'm going to bring current page in from here. So I think what we want to go and do is each time current page or something else changes, I'm going to go and set up a new use effect just to test this. Use effect. I'm going to do this. And we're going to say session start. And we're going to say current page number, and we're just going to go ahead and say console.log. We're going to say session start, maybe, or current page number changed. And then we're going to go ahead and do I got an idea. This is probably a stupid idea, but I have an idea. But let's go ahead and say session start and current page number. I have a silly idea, but I kind of want to try it. What I want to do is whenever we hit this, I want to increment this. So we know that session starts working. So I want to go ahead and say dispatch, which we don't have this. I'm going to dispatch and set current page number, or maybe increment current page number or something. Let's go ahead and set it because we want to reset to 0 probably at some point. And we'll say current page number +1. I don't know if that's going to work, but let's go ahead and make this into feed slice. We had this at one point and I got rid of it because I didn't think we needed it. But let's go ahead and say set current page number, state, action, messed up, and payload action. This will be a number. And this will be state equal to ... state. And session start is action.payload. Actually, not session start, I'm sorry. Current page number is action.payload. And return that state. Save that. Then we can import this. That's not what I wanted. Dispatch. Oh, you know what? I never actually exported it, so let's export it. So set current page number, save that, and then we can go and import this. Save that. So let's see if we can count up each time we hit this guy, because that would be best case scenario. So let's refresh. So we see session start or current page changed. Okay, so set it to 1. So I don't want that to happen. So inside of our feed slice, so fetch next page, I don't want this to happen. And here, I don't want this to happen. I don't want it to be set to 1 there. I want this still to be at 0, just like that. So now what I want to happen is whenever we scroll down, I want this to print out again, saying that I got changed to 1 whenever we hit this. Okay, so 2150,792, and it got changed to 1. So what I want to happen is we do again. After it gets to 1, it won't count up. So it has to do with the logic here. So it is not like saying current number +1. What if we divide by 100? Okay, this might be a little bit crazy. So there's going to be 100 posts no matter what. So what if we say state.current or state.post divided by 100 .length? What if we said state.post.length divided by 100? I think we have to full send. So what my idea was is instead of dispatching here, so here we'll dispatch set current page number, and we'll go ahead and get rid of this session start. I think that we're pretty good with this. I think I'm pretty confident in that. We'll say if feed state dot and then post dot length is greater than 0, then we'll call this. So we only want to call this if we are like larger, basically. And we'll also say and our user state dot logged in, and we have a session start. Anything else? So this will just do current page number. We'll have session start, and then anytime current page number, that's fine, I don't care. So basically what I want to do is I want to update the current page number in here, which will go ahead and trigger this use effect, which we'll call this. And this should only call whenever the page number changes and we have posts inside of the post list. And we should only update the current page number whenever we actually get to the bottom. So let's see what happens. So if we scroll down, right now we're at 0. We're not printing anymore. So maybe we should have printed. So right now our current page number is 0. I don't know why it spammed this, I guess. But yeah, current page number is 0. So it didn't call anything, and it shouldn't have double called because the page number was 0. I guess we could also, instead of saying this, we could say if page number current page number. not equal to 0. So it's going to start out at 0 and it'll only update when we get to the bottom of the page. So if we refresh again, okay, if we scroll down, this should update to 1 because we have 100 posts in here. So it went to 1. Now it should go to 2 because we have 200 posts in here. So if we scroll down, it went to 2 and it went down to January. Now we're in December, scroll down, page 3, so on and so forth. So this is extremely ugly, but it is what it is. So this is working, but it's complaining about an issue with serializable. So if we come back in here and refresh, it doesn't like that there's a date in here. But also we have unique key without prop. So you see it says non-serializable value in action. So what I'm thinking is we go into wherever I think it's inside of our store. I don't remember where it is though. So let's go store. Yeah, so we have these ignore actions for like post dot whatever and ignore paths. So we should be able to ignore. So this would be like feed. I don't remember how this exactly works. Feed slash and then go into our feed. So it's going to be for, we want feed slice. It's going to be for load feed page. So I think we do like this. So feed slash load feed page like that. And then it's like, and then we do feed dot, and we can try load feed page and see if that does it. Actually, it'd be session start is what we want to ignore. I think this is like the images, and we can also go ahead and add post dot current reply images while we're here. We might need I don't know if this one exists, but while we're in here, we might also want to add post slash updates current reply images. I don't know if this one exists. So we still have the non-serializable in action in feed slash set session time. So we have another one. So ignored action, comma feed slash set session. And that's it. So now we might as well get rid of this in method of feed. I'm tired of seeing these red. So let's go into our feed, and I'm guessing it is, let's get rid of this. I'm guessing it's down here inside of post. Yeah, so it's a key is equal to post dot, yeah, probably post dot ID. Give it another refresh. Still one more method of post. Let's go into post really quick. Where do we have this issue at? It's either this, convert post content to elements maybe. It's an emoji utils. So I'm guessing it's this, convert element to this. So I think I've determined that this is implicitly mapping. So I'm going to go ahead and map. I'm going to map this. This is going to be interesting. Actually, we're going to say this dot map, right? So we're going to call convert this dot map. And we'll say, so this will be elements. And then we'll say index. That's not going to work. I mean, we can turn the element, but we have no way of attaching this key. Even if we say this is a JSX dot element, what does our element have on it? Element dot, it's got type, it's got prop, and it's got key. But they're all read only. So what if we say let element with key equal to create elements from React, and we're gonna go ahead and say element dot type. We're gonna go ahead and say key is equal to, we might need to put class names on this. We'll see. Yeah, this isn't gonna work, is it? We can select dot 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 and then say element dot props, and then also say key on index, but I don't think this is going to work because we need the value out of here. So I think maybe this will get rid of the error, but it's not going to fix our issue, or it might cause more issues. Wait, what? It just worked. Cool. Well, okay. That's how we do it right there. We go ahead and append the key. Now I want to go ahead and do that also inside of our feed post creator because there's an issue with that as well. So let's go back, or feed post text area maybe. It's not text area. I thought it was text area. Oh yeah, it is. So if it's reply, it has this. If it's this, it does that. Oh, we're mapping it here. For now, we're just going to leave this one as is. We're not going to touch this one because I want to get it so that whenever we actually like a post and either like, comment, or I guess not comment, repost, like, or bookmark, I want the post to automatically update. What we'll go ahead and do is we'll call an update post or something inside of the feed, and then we'll update the post and in line in the list. Basically we'll chop it out and then add it in or something. So let's go to our post slice. Actually, we'll go to our feed slice first because we need to create this. So in our feed slice inside of our reducers, we're going to go ahead and have an update post, and we'll just say update post. So take state and it'll take in an action to payload action, and this will be a post. It might need to be an I post. No, it's just a post. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see post. I had seen an I post hanging around. I don't know where that came from, but it kind of scares me. So we need to basically, I guess we can map through our current state, because the thing is like we could have things in a couple places because there could be like on a reply or something. So I guess what we'll say is let post equal to json.parse. Well, actually, we might be okay with this. We might be able to say state.post.map because I don't think we're modifying this. And we'll say the posts like so. And what we'll say is if our action dot payload dot, so this is a post, right? Dot post ID is equal to post dot, no, that'd be post dot post dot, this is ugly. This looks so great. So if the post that we got passed in is equal, we'll return the action dot payload like that. Otherwise we'll return post. So either we'll map a new post on top or return the post, and then we'll say state is equal to dot 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 state, and then we'll say posts are equal to posts. I guess we can just do this. We'll say updated post, which is a feed post array. Shoot, this is returning a post, right? This is action.payload. So we need to say return this, and we need to return the feed post, which I guess we can just go ahead and, I don't know what our feed post looks like, so we need to go into our global interfaces and find our feed post. So it looks like this, post reply to. So we can basically steal all the same info but just update the post itself. There might be some data that gets a little bit off in this, but I'm not that concerned about it. So our post is going to be action.payload. And then reply to will just be state dot, actually it'll be post dot reply to. This will be post dot repost. And then this will be post dot repost user. So we're going to update the post itself because that's where all of the actual data is coming from. And we'll update this stuff, return that updated post. And then posts will be updated posts. We'll return the state. So now let's go ahead and export update post. So we did all of this so that we could go into our post slice. And now anytime that we, let's see here. And then when we create a reply, we might want to dispatch get feed page or something, or set the session time and reload everything. So I think inside of our feed, we also want to watch, because right now we do have use effect current page number. I think we do want to watch for session start to change. Now, the only issue I can see here is, well, actually, it's when current page is not equal to 0, so it shouldn't call twice off the bat, so it should be fine. Let's just double check this is still working. So I want this to run. Basically, I want this guy to rerun again whenever we change the session start again. And hopefully this will work. But so I'm thinking, let's go back to post slice. So I'm thinking whenever we do this guy, we say, whenever we do this, we'll say thunk API.dispatch, and we're going to dispatch update session start or session time or set session time. And we'll say new date. And then hopefully that will reload everything. So let's see if this works. So whenever we create a new reply, it should go ahead and update the session, and then it will basically be able to grab it. So if we grab Rick and it's mad, it's going to cry, trying to make a reply. I need to look into why this is so slow. All of a sudden it wasn't an issue before. Okay. It went, it's just a little bit on the slow side, but it did reload and it reloaded this. So that's what we wanted. Well, that one was easy enough. So now inside of so create post with media, we want the same thing. Although we're not. So create post with media will probably, what did we do for this? I guess whenever it changed from loading to true, we refreshed. So that's also fine. I'm pretty sure create post with media probably sets it to loading true and then loading false, but let's just double check that. If we scroll down here, yeah, we set loading to true, and then in create post with media fulfilled, we set it to false. So that will also cause that to happen. I guess technically create reply also does that. So it's probably good we did reset the time. We should probably reset the time inside of create post too, but it is what it is. So now in our repost post, what we're going to go ahead and do is, I guess we'll do this. No, we want to say update post, right? So let's say let post equal to rec.data, and then we'll return post here. And what we'll do is we will say thunk API.dispatch update post, and we'll pass in that post. So now if we repost something, let's see what happens. Hopefully it works. It's loaded. If we hit this, it showed up. It just took a second. Maybe we send the dispatch before. I think technically on Twitter, if you send it again, it takes you off the list. So maybe we should also try to do that. The thing that sucks is we're awaiting this. So there's gonna be some time in between it. I would really like this to be like instantaneous. Instead of waiting on this, what we could do is this. Go into our feed. Actually, we want to go into our post, right? We already have our feed guy in here, I think, and we should have dispatch and stuff. We have used dispatch in here. What we could do is we already have on clicks on all of these anyway. So obviously toggle reply. So in create repost, we already have dispatch repost post. We could also, and this wouldn't necessarily do this in like any particular order, but we could still like dispatch update post, right? And do this. And we need to refactor the like and repost on the back end, because I think if you repost something and then unrepost it, it takes you off the list basically. So we need to refactor that. That's not going to happen tonight. But what we can do is in here, we're going to say if, we should have the logged in user. Do we? We probably shouldn't be bringing user state into so many things. We have token. Const logged in equal to use, whoops, selector states root states state dot user dot logged in. Now what we can say is if the post dot, this is repost, so post dot repost dot we can't have dot contains. I guess includes logged in. If I could type. We also want to check logged in. So if, oops, logged in and this, we want to just say not this. We can dispatch this. And we will go ahead and we want to update the post. We want to modify this post. So we'll say let updated post equal to, and we'll need to deep copy this, json.parse json.stringify, and this will just be the post that we brought in. I think we called it post. I'm assuming that. We'll say let's repost equal to an array dot dot dot, and then we'll go ahead and say post dot repost. We'll pass in logged in, and we'll say updated post dot repost. We can actually say updated post equal to dot 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 updated post, and then we'll also grab repost and we'll pass the updated post. Now hopefully that updates that more or less immediately, and then on the back end it'll come back, and then it'll just kind of, it might be out of sync for like a second or something, but at the end of the day I don't think it'll be an issue. So if we refresh and if we go ahead and repost this one, see, it's automatic. So that's what we want to do for this. Now the thing is, what we want to do right now, we can, I guess, add the logic in the front end. We just need to add the logic in the back end, and I'll put that on my list of things to do basically. But what we can do is like, so if this, otherwise what we can do is we can do something similar to what we did before. So we might go and copy this and bring it there. So that way we don't have to redo that. And we'll say let repost equal to, and we'll filter, so we can say updated post dot reposts, and this will be dot filter, and we'll say this will be users, right, or user. We want to do this by user dot user ID not equal to logged in dot user ID. So I guess we still need to make sure logged in. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this an if this, and the post does include this. Filter, do I not need this? User is supposed to have any type. Can you find it, please? And this is a feed post, I think. Shoot. But we have access to the direct post, I guess. So this would be a post. Why can we not? Post refers to a value, but is being used as a type. Do I just not know the TypeScript, I guess? I don't know. So now we have let repost equal to this, where we filter out the user. I think that's how that should work. Then we'll call updated post is equal to dot 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 updated post, and we'll go ahead and add reposts, and we will dispatch our update post and pass in that updated post. So on the back end, this shouldn't do anything because it's a set. On the front end, this should theoretically get rid of the user. Probably could have done this a little bit nicer. I could have checked if logged in and then did like a question mark, but let's refresh. So both of these I should have liked or reposted. So if I hit that, so this logic doesn't quite work. Maybe we should do defined. We're going to say post.repost.sum inside of sum, we're going to say user dot user ID is equal to logged in and then dot user ID. So if not this, and then if this, we'll go ahead and say, so post dot this. Let's see if we try to match by this, if it works. So if we refresh, it should go back down to 1. Yeah. There we go. Add me back, remove me, add me back. So now we can basically do the same exact thing inside of create like. So let's copy create like, copy this, and we'll do the same thing. So we'll keep that dispatch, but we'll do this. So this will be updated post, and then this will be post dot likes dot sum user. We'll set likes to this. We'll set likes to that. Do the same thing here. Likes. And why is this an issue? Whoops. Post dot likes. I got rid of the wrong thing. And we'll say likes dot filter. Take out that user and set up the likes. And we'll say likes equal to this. Okay, that should be good. Then we need bookmarks. So let's go ahead and copy this for bookmark. We probably could have figured out a way to reuse this code, but oh well. Dot bookmarks. Copy this. Let's go ahead and let bookmarks. Let's get rid of this console.log. Let bookmarks equal to that. Dispatch that. This would be bookmarks. Change that to bookmarks. Change that to bookmarks. That did not work. Save that. Let's get rid of these console logs everywhere. There's still a few more console logs floating around. Okay, so now let's check to make sure these work. So if we refresh, we shouldn't see any more console.logs other than ones that we haven't gotten rid of that we need to go through. So if I go ahead and like this one, we got 2 likes for some reason. What happened? I might have missed a like somewhere. Likes.sum, likes.sum, bookmarks, 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 bookmarks. There we go. I missed this likes. I don't know how that got, it's got to be that, right? Still shows 2, but let's refresh. See if that fixes it. Now it shows 1, shows 1, shows 0, shows 0. Bookmark shows 1, shows 0. If we refresh, they're going to be back. We got an error, but yeah, it's back. And the refresh and the likes are back. That's fine, but cool. So that is working. So now we need to update the backend to remove like, posts, and bookmarks whenever we click it again, because that's what Twitter does. And then I want to go ahead and start setting up notifications. Let's go ahead and real quick before we end off in our feed, let's get rid of some of these console.logs that we don't need. So get rid of that one. And I think there's another one, I'm not sure, but we can also get rid of this emoji drop down. Let's just clean some stuff up a little bit because this is getting to be bad. Save that, save. And then we still have a console log somewhere. We have inside the feed slice. So let's go into our feed slice and get rid of those. So feed slice, console.logs in here. Let's go to the top. There's one, there's another. These are working now. At least I think they are. And now we have one in navigation. So let's get rid of that. So I don't know where navigation is. Components, navigation. I don't think we need this use effect. And then layout page, and there's still one in feed slice apparently. So let's go back to our feed slice. There's still one more in here kicking around somewhere. Control find it. There we go. Couple in here. Console.log. Console.log. I think these other ones might just be const. And one more console.log. Okay, that fixes those. And then the other one was inside layout page. Let's go to our layout page and console.log it. We get rid of that console.log. Okay. And then this guy is in reply. So we'll work on that later. But yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up here. This one's a little bit shorter one, but I've been grinding out streams really hard. And this one was a bit more productive than other ones. We got everything working that we really want to, and even got a little bit more done. So I'm going to be off streaming for a couple weeks here because of family and whatnot. I might contemplate maybe not going back to streaming. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure that streaming is helping out too much. I'm not sure how many people are actually coming back and watching these anyway. So I'm going to think a little bit. I also kind of want to work on some other projects, and really recording all of this, it's taking up a lot of time. So I'm going to do some thinking. But anyway, guys, I appreciate everyone that did stop by the stream. I appreciate everyone that watched the video, especially up to this point. It means a lot to me. But yeah, this has been Ethan Uncoder. I'll see you guys in the next episode of live stream. Peace out and have a great day, everyone.